I would like to know who sent the. All of you sent the presentations. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to check them here. It's Kinelwe, Maria, and Mr. Mutsamai, Sophie Tladi, and then Tembega Matimela. Okay, it's no problem. Yeah, I have one. Yeah, I'll flag them here. And then what's the name of our chair today? Oh, she's the chair. Okay.
Chair, are we ready to go? Okay, can I start being the chair after my presentation? Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Was the lunch heavy? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I thought this was the ECD sector. We are used to being energetic and energized from 6 o'clock until they go home. So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. That's the spirit. So, good afternoon. My name is Kinelo Mukendi, slash chair for the afternoon, but for now, presenter. Right. So, here goes my presentation about best practices. Okay. My name is Kinelo Mukendi. Let's go to the next slide. Right. I am a pastor. I'm a dedicated community worker and someone who is deeply passionate about early childhood development. I come from a proud family of educators. So growing up, I was raised in a home. I was raised in a home where teaching, learning, and supporting the growth of young minds were part of our everyday values. Being surrounded by, when I say I come from a family of educators, I mean both parents, sisters, cousins, aunties, uncles. I'm the only one that did not initially study to be a teacher at home. But look at me today. Being surrounded by passionate educators throughout my life inspired me to follow a similar path, one rooted in purpose, care, and community impact. Through my work in the community and ministry, I witnessed firsthand the need for a safe, nurturing, and high-quality early childhood development facility. Many children were missing out on essential early learning opportunities simply because of a lack of access. This need spoke to my heart and became the driving force behind my decision to start a preschool. My goal was to create more than just a childcare facility. I wanted to build a space where children are loved, guided, and prepared for a brighter future. A place where education, care, and faith come together to lay a strong foundation. What began as a response to a community need has now become a deeply fulfilling mission rooted in service, compassion, and purpose. Now, if I can tell you a little bit about us as HNK Preschool. We are an English medium preschool, and we are Christian-based. We are based in Potchefstroom, and the school was founded in 2021 by myself and my husband. The preschool was born out of a shared passion for education, faith, and community service. Our mission and vision at HNK, we are committed to providing a nurturing, faith-centered learning environment where children are encouraged to grow academically, spiritually, emotionally, and socially. Guided by Christian values, we believe in laying a strong foundation during the early years to help children flourish in all areas of life. Our goal at HNK Preschool is to grow into a full educational institution, starting from early childhood development, expanding into primary and secondary schooling, and ultimately establishing higher education opportunities. We envision a future where HNK becomes more than just a preschool. We aim to build a complete learning journey, guiding learners from their first steps in education all the way to university level. Best practices at our ECD Center. Bullet number 1, child-centered learning. At HNK, we implement activities focused on play, creativity, moving at each child's individual pace, whilst we strictly follow and adhere to our NCF program in the classroom. We also take into consideration our local cultures relevant to our South African children. I just want to add on that note, it's not on the presentation, but I was listening earlier to the CEO, and there's something she mentioned which I believe us in the ECD centers we struggle with. Dealing with children according to each one's cognitive abilities, I believe the ECD center practitioners will agree with me that we are faced with a challenge that we don't have where to send children that are cognitively challenged. We are stuck with them until a certain age, and we must make do until they can get to primary school. Holistic development. Our program supports physical, cognitive, emotional, and social growth through integrated activities that consider the whole child. We also provide nutrition by serving meals daily to our learners who are mostly from under-resourced communities. Inclusive environment. Our spaces have been created to be welcoming to the children from all South African diverse backgrounds, languages, with a particular attention to children from historically marginalized communities. Health and safety protocols. We maintain daily sanitization and ensure safe facilities despite resource constraints which we face as ECD centers in South Africa. Play-based learning. We encourage exploration, creativity, and social interaction through structured and free play. Now coming to the qualification of our staff and teachers, this is a huge challenge for us in this sector. Teacher-child ratio. We maintain optimal staff to child ratios to provide quality care and attention. I think earlier we heard the student teacher who was asking about how to deliver a curriculum to 70 children as one practitioner. A lot of ECD centers are facing this challenge. Ongoing professional development. We maintain regular training on child development, safety, nutrition, and curriculum for our teachers, which we do see the government efforts, but it's quite challenging. Because as ECD centers, we don't have structured databases. But the primary schools, they are more formalized. So they are able to retain their teachers. So one of the challenges we are facing, I will deal with it later, but is that you train a teacher, the minute they get their certificate, they move to the next ECD. And we don't have power over that. Governance and compliance, licensing and accreditation. We comply with laws and standards of for ECD centers. Record keeping. We try to maintain accurate records for attendance, incidents, health, and development. Though in terms of support from government, we've really struggled with this. We must make do as a center with our own individual skills. Community engagement and partnerships. At HNK, we work hard to connect with our local service providers. We partner with health clinics, libraries, and other child support organizations. And I advise my fellow colleagues in ECD to really try to do this because it helps you a lot where you, especially financially, like a library. We don't have, most of the time, the facilities, the books, the finances to get what is necessary for the full development of the children. So I saw that the libraries, like in Ikageng, our 2 libraries are very helpful in this regard. The challenges that we are facing at our center, one is limited space in classrooms. This is one of the most pressing challenges at our center currently that we are facing. It is the limitation of physical space. As the demand for high quality early childhood education continues to grow within our community, more families are seeking placement for their children in our center particularly. As a reflection of the trust and confidence they place in our program, but unfortunately, due to the constraints of our existing facility, we are unable to accommodate all the families who wish to enroll their children. Our classrooms, our activity areas, and shared spaces are currently operating at full capacity. Admitting additional children without the expansion of the space would compromise the safety, care, and learning experience we strive to provide for every child. We also have a challenge with our outdoor space. Our outdoor play is a vital component of early childhood development, contributing significantly to children's physical health, social skills, creativity, and emotional well-being. It provides learners with opportunities to explore, engage in physical activities, build friendships, and develop critical life skills in a stimulating environment. However, at H&K, we face a significant challenge. Our outdoor play space is quite limited. This challenge affects our ability to fully support the holistic development of the children in our care. Although our current outdoor area is used as effectively and creatively as possible, its size restricts the types of activities that we can offer and the number of children who can safely use the space at one time. As a result, we are often required to rotate groups during outside play time, which can interrupt the flow of the day and reduce the amount of physical activity each child receives. What I mean by this is that because of our limited space, we cannot allow all the children to be on the playground at the same time. We have to do it class by class, which limits the amount of time. We have to reduce the amount of time that each class spends on the playground. So that limits what we can fully do with our children. And also it limits, there's other activities we want to do. Like I know you'll see in the, I don't want to say the white preschools. I want to say most preschools you'll find in the privileged areas. You will see they've got things like kinetics, and in our township ECD centers, we can't offer such because those type of activities require a preschool to have a very large playground. Yeah. Outside play space, challenges also still, I'm continuing at our center. We recognize the important value that gardening brings to the early learning experience. Gardening is not just a recreational activity. It plays a critical role in promoting hands-on learning, environmental awareness, and sensory development. Gardening provides children with opportunities to engage with nature, develop fine and gross motor skills, learn responsible and healthy eating. Although we understand the importance thereof, we at H&K, unfortunately, are challenged also in this regard. The challenge we face is the complete lack of dedicated space for gardening activities. Our facility does not include any outdoor planting zones where children can participate in activities such as digging, watering, planting seeds, or harvesting. The limited outdoor space we do have is fully occupied by our play structures and movement areas, leaving no room to introduce even small-scale garden plots. The lack of gardening space severely limits our ability to offer these hands-on learning experiences that are essential for the children's growth and development. On this note, I want to also just add that one of the learning areas in our curriculum, we wanted to add some of the teaching aids or teaching points from a program called Montessori. I don't know how many of you have heard of it. But it works, it requires a child to do a lot of outside playing, but they learn with their hands, they learn with nature. You'll see the setup of a Montessori classroom. Half of the learning is inside, half is outside. And those children develop so well. So we were limited. Last, in closing, is our challenges with government assistance. Delay in subsidy payments. One of the biggest issues we face is late and inconsistent disbursement of subsidies. There are often long delays between when funding is approved and when it actually reaches the center. With the subsidy not paid on time, the center is forced to find alternative ways to raise funds just to stay operational. Through these efforts, though these efforts can help temporarily, but they are not always enough. ECD practitioners are amongst the lowest paid education professionals with many earning below minimum wage. One of the challenges we face at our early childhood development centers is the complexity of the new government's e-care system. The online platform used for managing child registrations, subsidy applications, and compliance reporting. While we understand and support the need for digital systems to improve efficiency and accountability, the reality is that the current e-care system is difficult to navigate for many ECD practitioners and administrators. The system requires a good understanding of digital processes, accurate data entry, and a step-by-step knowledge of how to upload documents, register children, and track subsidy progress. However, many ECD staff, especially in under-resourced centers, have not received adequate training on how to use the platform, which has now become a challenge for many. I thank you. Please do learn.
Thank you very much. I think I have a few comments from the presentation. I will start with the last slide on government assistance that is delayed and the e-care system. And maybe I need more clarity on something that you related to in terms of inconsistent funding. I need clarity on what is inconsistent funding. But in terms of delayed, as the department, I'm Gabo Insibuka from the Department of Education, and I'm responsible for ECD funding in the province. We acknowledge the delayed funding. This year, I think we had a lot of glitches because you know that we fund at 17 Rand per child per day.
Yes.
And then we concluded service level agreements in time. As soon as the service level agreements were signed, we had to retrieve them because the Minister of Finance indicated additional funds for ECD to say we need to add and move from 17 Rand to 24 Rands.
Okay.
So we had to retrieve all those service level agreements. And remember, it's a legal document.
Right.
We cannot just keep it. As soon as we retrieve it back from the SG's office, we shred them and we retype new ones
Yes.
for 24 Rands. The minute the 24 Rands service level agreements were ready, we had to retrieve them again. Because, you know, it was a political announcement, but it was not yet endorsed at Treasury and at government departments. So where we are currently sitting, we are back at 17 Rand per child per day because the department has not yet received those additional funds.
Okay.
So we had to retrieve the 24 Rand SLAs again and retype back to 17 Rand. And that caused the delay, the movement. And once the service level agreements are ready from the program side, they have to go to the legal department for vetting to check if we have included all the clauses, we have calculated correctly. When it comes from legal, it goes to another department, strategic management. From strategic management, it goes to finance. From finance, it goes to the superintendent general before it comes back to us for us to give it back to the organizations. So it's a process that delayed the whole system for this financial year. That we acknowledge. I think there are centers that signed. There are those that did not sign because the last batch, the department appointed a new SG. They had to be retrieved because now we have to change the person who signs. But we are hoping they are at the last stage. I think it's less than 100. We have already signed more than 600 service level agreements. The first and second quarter payments, as I'm talking, you've been receiving. In terms of e-cares, that is giving you challenges, we are moving towards being paperless. And we are moving with the time. We want to, the fifth industrial revolution. So e-cares, in every local municipality, we have social service professionals who are there to assist all the ECD centers who have problems in loading and applying on the system. And you need to get used to these e-care systems because we are even moving towards digital applications for funding. So you are no longer going to bring applications to my office, you are going to do it online. So the sooner all our ECD practitioners get that right, and let's start it now with the registration, go to our offices. They also hold registration clinics. They hold advocacy campaigns, they hold awareness campaigns on e-cares. So we have staff at the local level to assist with e-cares. If you have ECD forums, the forums can arrange the centers to cluster and the social service professionals will come to them to assist in that. And then you talked about practitioner-teacher ratio, which is a challenge. That one, we are not going to take it. You need to really work on it as ECDs. When you register as an ECD, you get a certificate that says your center can accommodate so many children. But our centers are overcrowded. They go beyond the capacity that is given. Secondly, when you have more children, you don't appoint more practitioners because the Children's Act, the regulations are very clear in terms of the ratio, the practitioner-teacher ratio. When you have children who are 0 to 18 months, you know the ratio is 1 caregiver to 6 children. But you know what our centers do? They will take 15 children with 1 caregiver. So the adhere to all the regulations. Thank you very much.
Am I allowed to respond?
I don't think this time, just now, because we have to give other presenters some time. I think tomorrow, when you feed the back to the larger forum tomorrow, then that will be the time to really engage.
Okay.
Because it's a very complex issue and the systems are not always working well. So it's not as easy as saying, do this, do that.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, so Sophie is next.
Yes.
Okay, you wanted a quick comment while we're waiting for Sophie. Where's Sophie Talali? If you could come up.
Good afternoon, colleagues. Prof, I was thinking that we then agree in principle that all presenters make their presentation. If there are questions or comments that we want to make, we then jot them down. At a particular time, we engage. Because seated here, I've been thinking that other issues that might be raised by Genelwe can possibly be raised by somebody else. So we are not going to come to a point where we have to respond to everyone based on whatever that has been raised. So we might find ourselves in a position that at one time you are able to respond to almost 3 presenters at once, because they might have raised something similar. because we know that they are going through the same challenges, and there is a lot that is happening there.
I think that's sensible, given the short
Can
time.
we then agree that we allow all of them to present? And then we, are going
And
to
then
take
we
it
have a
from there.
discussion. So just write notes of your
Yes,
questions.
thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So, Sophie, are you there?
Kilelo, you are going to reserve what you wanted to say, but you'll say it later. Okay.
You're doing a better job than me, so I think you should do it.
I didn't remember Remofa that round of applause. I deserve her.
What makes my center a best practice? Number one, the safety of the center and the cleanliness. As the center, we maintain a clean and hygienic environment, meaning from the morning till after school, you will have the gate locked up until after school, meaning we create a safe place for the kids and the clean place. And also, we provide a healthy meal and snacks and promote good eating habits at the Little Angels Aliens Learning Center. And then play-based learning. Children learn through play, so we make sure that the learners have enough toys so that they can develop their motor skills. We provide activities that encourage creativity and problem solving and social interaction. Positive interaction. Practitioners engage with learners in meaningful ways to provide attention, support, and encouragement. We build a strong relationship between this play-based and positive interaction is whereby as practitioners we build a very strong relationship with the learners. So learning through exploration. We provide opportunities for children to go on excursion to explore and discover. We encourage love for reading and storytelling as well as developmental of language. So this, how do we manage the emergency procedures in our center? Our center has first aid and emergency procedures in place. Once a quarter, learners practice fire drill to remind them how do we do it. And then when it's sleep time or rest time, every learner has a mattress covered with plastic and a blanket to rest. When it's playtime at the center, we have a very big playground so that every learner, you can see every learner or every child can do whatever he wants to do with his or her own time in the playground. And at the center, we make sure that the kids, we divide them according to their ages. And the toys also, we make sure that the toys are appropriate for their ages. Staff and training development. We have qualified practitioners that undergo training and skills development campaigns. We have practitioners that undergo the training. So that is the way, as Little Angels, we see that we have the best practices in our center. We try by all means to use the daily program, our daily program that lead us from the morning till after school. So when they play or when we are busy with the theme discussions, we engage with that daily program a lot. The challenges, they are the same. The challenges that we have, they are the same with Lady Kinelo, who was here before. The main problem is insufficient government funding, more especially Department of Education, or late payments or late payment funds from the Department of Education. High operational challenges. The challenge is that of the bills, municipality bills, staff salaries and maintenance of all of this, they are cost of the money. Because of parents, they do not pay or they can't pay because they did not work. So it makes the whole center to be not good. Not good. And again, limited resources. Again, the other problem is we do have insufficient materials, toys, and educational resources. That's a big problem, and the cost of this is money, not sufficient money. And all of these all of this, my name is Sophie Tladi, the founder and the principal of Little Angels. Location, I'm in Dr. K.K. Kaunda. Years of experience, I have 15 years in ECD Center. With passion for my nurturing young minds, I have dedicated 15 years to the field of early learning, early childhood development. As a qualified ECD practitioner, I specialize in creating safe, stimulating, and inclusive. I hold a level 5 in early childhood development, and I continue to pursue professional development through workshops and certificate in education and first aid. My mission is simple yet profound: to lay the foundation for lifelong learning and well-being in every child I encounter. I thank you. On, I can go, no questions for now.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, my name is Motsamai Marupula, the founder of Tataiso Preschool, which established in 2004. In 2004, which passionately served the children of community in Tirani with over 20 years experience in early childhood development. Mr. Maduapuli continued playing visual ruling in shaping young minds and hearts. He told both level 4 and qualification and level 5 national certificate in early childhood development, completed between 2004 and 2025. My favorite quote is the best way to prepare children for tomorrow is to believe in them today. Best practice, opportunity, and challenges at Tataisho Preschool. Experience and community in leadership. The center is leading by Mr. Maduapula, experiencing ECD practitioner with over 20 years in field. His long-term leadership, deep community root, and educational qualification in ECD level 4 and level 5, providing strong community and guiding staff and learners. The holistic children learning, the Tataisho Preschool offer mutual grade R education and that support both academic and emotional development. The small class size of 27 learners allow to personalize attention, creating caring and structure learning environment. The center is deeply concerned to the local community and reflect its values, and parents, elders, community members are welcome as stakeholders, and curriculum respect to local language and culture. The strength and partnership with local schools and churches. The center has opportunity to build strong link with neighbor primary schools and churches and community organizations for learners referrally, shares resource and aftercare collaboration. Expanding skills and training in internship. The center can partner with FITA College, TEEC or CETA credit institution to offer student internship and practical training placement, which can brings new energy and help with staff. Assessing government and NGO support. With proper documentation and proposal, Tata Iso Preschool could qualify for additional support from Department of Education and SASA, feeding scheme, LOTO funding, or ECD NGOs like Cortlands, Smart Start, or Breadland Africa. Infrastructure and renovation. The center faces serious challenges in maintaining safe and aged property facility, issues such as classroom repair, toilet facility, fencing, furniture need urgently attention to meet ECD compliance standard. Volunteer recruitment and stipend. Recruiting committee volunteers in difficult, especially when the center can only offer small monthly stipend of 120 or at times not stipend at all. This affects staff and morale continue. Staff retention and training. Many staff members leave for better paying jobs or cannot afford to work without paying. Ongoing training and development limited due to financial constraints, which affect the center ability to meet curriculum standard and deliver quality education. Conclusion. Tata Iso Preschool stand as a beacon of hope and early learning in community, root in legacy of passionate, resilience and commitment to nature, young mind. Under the skilled leadership of Mr. Maguapula, the center has implemented strong educational practice and continue to make meaningful impact deeply limited resource. While sufficient challenges such as infrastructure, staffing, and volunteer support persist, they also present opportunity to strategic partnership, innovation, and growth. By building on its strength and address its challenges with vision and collaboration, Tata Iso Preschool is willing, passionate to expand in each continuous shaping bright future for the children of Tihane village beyond. There's a picture of Tata Iso Preschool. Our center is so small. We take only 70 kids. 70 kids. That's our picture there. You can see it. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon all. My name is Mokopadi from Itukise Preschool. The founder of Itukise Preschool is Maria Matidi Sokofo. The preschool is at Kadana, Ogni. Years of experience is 33 years. She found the organization with a goal of improving the quality and accessibility of early childhood development service in South Africa. She worked very hard also to reduce the high level of unemployment by creating job opportunity to community members, taking care of young children and give them nutritious every day and education. Nna ke ECD practitioner ya grade R mo Itukise High School. At Itukise Primary, we use Sesotho. Our classroom have different learning area, which is fantasy, block area, book corner. Construction blocks, painting area. Then we had wall posters which are number chart, alphabets, months of the year, days of the weeks, weather chart, vowels, colors, and so many. We use daily program as our guide every day. As the children arrive at school, we do health check and we give them different activity to play. We give them puzzles. Some goes to make-believe. Some goes to block corner. Some goes to painting area. Ka morning re mo Itukise kaofela re ya ka classeng A1, then re qala ka dintho tsa rona tsa ho rapela. Ka mora moo re kena ka team discussion ya rona ya letsatsi. Di-teacher di follower daily program ya bona. Daily programming hona le di-event, hona le di-routine. Ka nako ya di-routine re nka bana ho ya toilet. Ba entse a line, then re na le nako e loreng ke nako ya breakfast. Hona le nako yane e leng knowledge time. Ka knowledge time re etsa di-subject tse tharo, which is literacy, life skills, and numeracy. Mono ke mo bana ba qalang teng ba ithuta teng. Ba qala ho etsa mosebetsi wa bona wa letsatsi. Ba tla qala ba bala dinomoro tsa bona. Jwale ka re etsa ka Sesotho ba tla qala ba etsa dinomoro tsa bona. Ba etsa matsatsi a bona a beke, ba etsa dikgwedi tsa selemo, jwalo jwalo. Nakong ya ho ruta, re ba ruta ka ditlhaku, then re ba ruta le ho di tracer, le ho di ngola. Itukise school e na le ka mo ho bapallwang ka tlelaseng le ka ntle. Ka ntle ka mono re na le dintho tse tshwanang le bo jungle gym, the swings, the slide, le tse ding tse ngata. For the donation mo Itukise, re thola di donation ho tswa dikolong tse tshwanang le bo Selanthuto, Ntataise Preschool. Di re thusa ka bo di play-doh, di painting, brushes, ke di donation tse re di tholang ho tswa dikolong tseo. Di challenge tse re nang le tsona ke dijo, staff salaries tse tlang late, motlakase le maintenance. Mo Itukise re na le ma-mistress a mabedi fela a ileng sekolong. Ba bang ke di-challenge fela, empa re ba thusa ka ho ba fa tsebo. Ho share nakong ya di-lesson plan. Nakong ya school fees, batswadi ba nka nako ho patala school fees, ba bang ha ba se patale at all ka baka la hore ha ba sebetse. Le ntho e re thatafalletsa mosebetsi ke di-limited resources. Ha re na dintho tse felletseng for bana. Ke na le tshepo ya hore ha o ne o na le ntho tse felletseng, mosebetsi o no tlo ba easy. Mosebetsi o no tlo ba bonolo haholo hore re develope bana. Ke a leboha.
No, ra leboga Mme Maria. I think we have captured the presentation. If there are issues that we want to raise, we are going to jot them down. Can I then request the Ms. Tembeka Matsamela to share best practice with us, ETPD Sita Northwest? I need to correct this, Mrs. before I'm fined.
Good afternoon, colleagues. I want to be free. We are stiff. Can we just sing just a little bit so that we can move? If you're happy and you know, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know, shout hooray. If you're happy and you know, shout hooray. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray. I want to take this time and say thank you for being here. This is a great exposure to us ECD practitioners. Firstly, like every practitioner being here was explaining they've been talking about the challenges and everything that we face. And then we feel less, not recognized. We even get depressed so far. But before I start, okay, let me start everything. Okay. I'm going to go straight. As a ECC Landscape in South Africa, ECD function shift, DSD to DBE, officially launched in 2022. Isolation and marginalization of ECD centers and practitioners. Practitioners burnout and well-being challenges. There are limited resources and training. There are still no salaries for practitioners. Delays in registration process. There is a huge need for practitioner support. The challenges, practitioner face multiple challenges. Policies, they even confuse us as practitioners. Because today they say this, tomorrow they say this, and then we have to implement and change everything. It's confusing for us. And then we have to follow everything that is said and implemented by the government.
Sometimes it's failing us. Intensive operation hours. We work long hours. We show our interest and love to these learners. No one cares about the practitioner. We all care about a learner. These kids, we develop them holistically, so that one, I promise you, we make a huge difference. There is no salaries. We only depend on the fees that the parents are paying. Sometimes they are delayed, sometimes they are not paying due to some situations. It's painful. You wake up in the morning, you go to work, you even feel like, what I'm doing, should I change the career? We take it as a career. We don't take it as a hobby, because we develop these children. Under-resourced ECD centers, it's more challenging, because you can't even, we try a lot to make sure that these kids are developed, and we make sure before these kids go to primary schools, they're school ready, but it's not recognized at all. It's painful. I'm here as a practitioner. I'm so emotional. No peer network. Oh, information. We don't get enough information. If ever the information will be okay. The information, it's not moving enough. We would like to see the government partner collabo with hubs. As we created or co-founded Rekopanzwe, we want to see practitioners being recognized and the information to move around. Feeling powerless, I've already mentioned it. When you go to work, sometimes you don't even want to wake up. You just feel like, what I'm doing. Emotional toll, it goes, the frustrations, the impact, financial stress, impact well-being for practitioners. Families and practitioners face constant money worries. Sometimes you even ask yourself, is it you're gonna go get paid month end? Sometimes it's rescheduled due to lack of finances. It's a lot of pressure, I don't wanna lie, for ECDs. We want to implement, to make sure that we bring the best education for these learners. But really, it's difficult due to lack of finances. Financial stress impact will be limited resources, lack of funds to buy necessary materials and resources for children. Every speaker being here explained the same thing. Inability to pay for additional help or support services. We also want to see these kids know how to swim, know to dance ballet. It mustn't be a shock to them when they get or see them in TV. Overwhelmed individuals. People feel forced to take on multiple roles and responsibilities due to financial constraints. Sometimes we have to, but it's difficult for us. It's frustrating. Stress leads to exhaustion and burnout. Really, even though you are sick, you just wake up for the love of teaching. We say this thing is a calling. We don't take it as something that we do it for part-time. Children needs at risk, financial strains. Oh, guys, everything here is finance. Without money, we can't do anything. So if ever we can get more fundings, we can be recognized, we can do more. Introducing the ECC Hub concept, recognizing collaboration potential. We studied, someone important to us studied, and then we've been part of this research. After the research, that's where we have seen that there is this thing that is burning out of us. Why not make up so that we can talk about these things, and then maybe we talk about the issues and then come up maybe with the solutions. How about it? And then that's where Recopancho started, out of the research of function shift. Formation of support group, stakeholders, if ever we can get the stakeholders. We really hope that we can make a big difference to the practitioners. As much as we say, we don't feel recognized much. Ensuring compliances and financial stability. Yes, there is a little that it's the government that is giving, but it's not enough. Further research and service delivery improvement. We are getting there. We are getting there, slowly but surely. To be leading, collaborating, and innovation hub, empowering and inspiring. ECD practitioners, family, community. Here, we gather. We talk about the well-being of teachers, whereby they are not recognized and not celebrated so much. Our approach, collaboration, advocacy, workshops, sustainability support, sharing resources, peer learning, action planning. This is the plan. What is to be done? Forming a hub. Skill, knowledge, action, or network needed. We have seen, I have explained, attend meetings and workshops, recruit more members, and then the responsibility for all members. Action steps, communicate and support each other, gather more information. How do we get information? So we have to access it by our own. Target date. We did targeted our dates. Somewhere, somehow, there are delays, whereby we can't even finish what we wanted to do. Developing a stakeholders relationship, productive engagement and trust building. We want to see ourselves having stakeholders so that they can help to what we are planning. And then responsibilities to all members. Conduct regular meeting and be transparent. Transparency is very important. So we put it on 2024 to 2026. And then ensuring compliances, register to comply, contact social workers, and registered members. Responsibility, all members. Arrange files, submit, and follow up on progress. The target was last year, the last quarter. But due to the lack of understanding, it was difficult for some ECD funders to register due to they didn't trust, they had there and there issues. And then contact further research, lifelong learning, data gathering, all members, research ongoing issues and solution, continuation. Action learning and practice. Identify issues, reflect. We have to reflect, we act and learn, replan. If you can't reflect, you can't act. And if ever you can't act, how can you learn from everything? And then after that, we have to replan everything. I have heard Ms. Boka saying that they always have the reflection, act and learn and replan on the finances, if I had her well. Contribution and outcomes. Smoother policy transition and adoption. Improvement communication at all levels. Address emotional and financial challenges through collaborative support. Collaborative strategies developed to address sector challenges from bottom up. Reduce isolation. We are very isolated, but I hope we'll come up. Enhance resilience. We are silent, but I hope we'll be loud enough. Highlighted the importance of inclusive special needs education in ECCE. It's difficult to deal with inclusive learners, whereby you are not trained for them. So we really hope that we can be exposed and trained for those kids to show the passionate so that we can communicate better with them, so that there must no be communication breakup. We were talking about it when we were on our road to come here. Continuation training and professional development. Oh. Recommendation. Institutionalize ECC hubs. Includes well-being in ECC policy. Supports local solutions and action learning. Invest in bottom-up solution. As Rekopantsho Hub, we have hosted few workshops about well-being, practitioner well-being, by the help of Prof. Leslie. That was so beautiful to hear the problems that the practitioner faces. Conclusion, collaboration builds resilience. So if we collaborate, we're gonna make it. Consider using the Rekopantsho ECD Hub as a model for sustainability change. So the change we promise if ever we get the stakeholders to help. The Rekopantsho ECD Hub shows us that small community-driven actions can create powerful change. I believe on that we can. if we are together, we are working together. Thank you. Acknowledgement. Acknowledgement. Tembeka Matsimela, Rebaone Tintiri, Mule Siakhosing, Mamungwe, Kate, Makubu, Khomoto Tsupe, Refilwe, Messi Khokong, Buitumelo Caroline, Mataboge, and Kwenan Takalekwala. We thank you, sir, for your study. Thank you.
Thank you very much. When I joined ECD, I was taught this clapping in Cha. It is something related to us. This is how we identify ourselves. But ever since you start been doing something different. So I was attending this other meeting and I said, today you teach me this, tomorrow you do something different. Can we do what is correct for all the presenters? They are shining, and you are not taking they are shining. We are happy with all the presentations. They were very much informative. What one can note from one another is just, at least you can get that what you missed somewhere, you are able to get it from another presenter. And then it also deals with the issues of us being different. Yeah, and then we are independent. I'm happy that we were able to make those presentations necessarily without anyone telling you what to say. And you were able to capture the issues that you think are important. Seated here, we have learned a lot, and then we really want to say, moving forward, we must engage on the presentation so that we bring something common to say, this is what we want the Department of Education in the province to assist us with. Seated here, we know how we are going to do our program moving forward, and then we are going to engage with you as time goes on. Can I get questions of clarity, comments? I'm starting this side. Do we have any here? From the back, I'm noting you as 1, as 2, as 3. As for, I want to take the 5th one. Do we have somebody there? At the back. Okay. You'll be the last one. For this, I'm chairing. For this round, I'm taking 5. You are 5. Can we have the first one with the mic?
Thank you so much for the presentations. I'm Dr. Anna Nkomo from Wits University, and I have just 2 questions and a comment to the presenters. So I'm interested in the issues around language learning, language acquisition, and what really happens in our ECD centers as far as language learning is concerned. So the first speaker, I think she mentioned something around many parents wanting to send their children to their center. So I then assume that this will reflect diversity and issues around linguistic diversity. So I want to understand what languages are you using in your center and the decisions behind those languages. That is for speaker 1. And then I think there was speaker 3 who also presented in her mother tongue. Well done for doing that. And I think she also mentioned something around providing literacy and numeracy and life skills in their center. And I think we all know that 81% of our South African learners cannot read for meaning in any language by grade 4, which suggests that there are foundational gaps in our early years. Again, for that speaker as well, I'm also interested in finding out what languages are they being used in that center. And then the last thing is just a comment to say that with the department focusing now on mother tongue-based bilingual education, I believe that it's important that we start the implementation at the grassroots level, that is in our ECD centers. So how we position, especially the use of African languages in early learning, is critical for building our strong foundations. So I've seen, videos circulating on TikTok where we're, exposing these, especially our young African learners. They are struggling with learning their mother tongue, and at the same time was posting them trying to learn English, which is sort of a double, challenge for them. So I want to understand your decisions in your centers around the use of languages, especially the positioning of African languages. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. Can we be assisted? Thank you very much.
Oh, okay. Afternoon. I am Mpomotala. I am a teacher. Let me not state what I'm representing.
No, we are interested, Mpo.
Oh, no. I am the provincial deputy chairperson of NAPTOSA. So ECD is something that is very close to my heart. Hence, I stayed here. The first one, I don't know if there are comments or questions, but let me just present them, then you'll see where to put them. The first one is for Little Angels ELC. Ma'am, I understand the notion of putting plastics when kids are sleeping. It's to ensure that the blankets don't get wet or the floor. But then my worry comes to safety precautions. Now, what happens when incidents takes place at the early center? God forbid, example, it catches fire because plastic will, you understand, that's my biggest worry in terms of safety for learners. The first one. The second one is for Mr. Marupula. I hope I said it correctly, Ms. Miner, and I do apologize if I didn't. I want to applaud you. You are honestly you are the first male, ECD principal, let me call you principal, that I've ever heard of. That's the first thing I want to commend you on. You are changing. You are changing what we thought we knew, and I applaud you for that, as well as for the efforts that you take for your ECD. Going out looking for sponsorship to assist the school and the community. It is recommend. It's mwah, and I do applaud you for that one, as well as Osmaria for that one as well. Then my last one is for the lady from the DBE. I apologize. Ostandeka said something that reminded me when after the first speaker, the lady responded on behalf of the DBE, talking about the allocation per child, 17 rand, 24 rand. Yeah, my question is on that one. Can you not do something, because our ECDs are actually doing so much for the kids that they are underrated. They are not appreciated for the hard work they do. It's not easy to teach a learner how to say one or unwe or Ian. It's not easy. And you're teaching them responsibilities. You're teaching them how to express their behaviors. But it's not easy. Can you up it a bit? As well as the second one, Ostandeka stated something about, not only Ostandeka, but majority of the speakers about, our practitioners not being able to afford, courses, afford courses. Can the DBE assist with that? Because truth be told, the stipend is not enough. Can the DBE assist with bursaries for practitioners? Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Can I have the third speaker? Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Khothatso Williams, and I'm a full-time shop steward at NAPTOSA. And my input is with regards to staff retention. I'm referring to H&K and Tataiso. I believe they're the ones that indicated that they had issues with staff retention, particularly in instances where they have trained their educators or practitioners rather, and they end up going out there for greener pastures. I just wanted to ask, would it be possible for them that when they draft their employment contracts, they add the non-practice or non-competition clauses to at least keep them in the school for a number of years? It doesn't have to be many years. But if you're going to invest in someone and get them the training that they need, it's only fair that they work for the school or the institution for a period of time. So my input is just if they could add a clause in the employment contract that speaks to that. Thank you.
Now I can feel labor speaking when you raise those things. Where are we? The fourth? Oh, the fourth one, and then the last. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mpora Monokwane. I'm a grade R teacher at Arifenyem Primary School that is based at Kanana, and also a student at Northwest University. I've heard all the presentations, and Osmari also motivated me a lot because I'm also a Sesotho teacher. Our language of teaching and learning is Sesotho, so I felt motivated. And I would like to have clarity on the playgrounds, the outdoor playgrounds. We just started grade R. It's only been 2 years now, and at our ground, we only have swings and the slides. So I would like to know how many facilities one should have at the playground, okay. Maybe in number. Thank you.
Osheli, are you noting? Okay. You say in general again. Okay. Can I? The last questions? Presenters, some of the questions are directed to you. So we are going to request you to respond directly to the questions that were posed. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, colleagues. My name is Koketso Mashego. I am a grade R teacher at an inclusive school, Obert Morris Special School in Jericho Brits. I would like to say that most of our ECD centers, they are not fully exposed, or they do not collaborate with most of the DBST. So with DBE, I would like most of the ECDs to collaborate with DBST so that they can assist with inclusive education. Most of them, they have learners that have special needs, and they don't have anyhow all the resources and the information for the learners to be exposed in this ECD level so that they can be able to cooperate when they start going to a normal school of a special school. So I would like that DBE must facilitate SBST communities in the ECD centers. This will expose and help all the learners to be able to get all the resources they need. When we look around, most of the special needed kids, they are just around the location, don't know where to go. Their parents are not exposed that ECDs can be a full orientated ECD center. They feel that their kids are not even supposed to be on earth. They get depressed because they don't know where to take their kids. Especially when it comes to mothers. I'm not being sexist or anything, but their mothers, they get so frustrated with a child who has multiple barriers. They are autistic, they've got cerebral palsy, they've got ADHD, they cannot go to a normal ECD. So it's a problem with our DBE that they are not facilitating and also educating that parents, all child has the right to go to school. There is no child who doesn't have the right to go to school. Whether with different barriers or with different circumstances, they need to go to school. So I'm pleading with the DBE that let us stand united and help within the ECD community, that they must facilitate with special needed school. Inclusivity is very undermined, and the kids are just not going anywhere in life. They are being kept at home for no reason. While there is DCAPS, there is differentiated curriculum that was set by the DBE. So why can't it be not exposed to ECD? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Colleagues, let me make this special request. Seated where you are, having listened to comments and questions asked, most of you might have answers to those things. I'm going to request that you assist where you are, so that we don't necessarily expect the presenters to be the only ones who come up with questions, with answers. Because seated here, we have to assist one another. Problem is somebody I experience or whatever the questions that were raised, we know that we can assist where we are. I'm going to request the first presenter, Oskinelwe, to respond to questions that were directed to her. And in a process, maybe Oskinelwe, when you finish, you also hammer on the issues that Michelle talked about earlier on. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. Okay, the doctor from Wits University, to respond to what she asked us the issue of the language, the medium of instruction. Now, the thinking behind that was when we came up with the school, there were no English medium preschools in the township. I'm talking about where I'm from, in Potchefstroom. And then we realized that many of the parents wanted their children to be able to at least communicate in English, because many of them sometimes take them to the English medium primary schools, and then they do high school in English as well. And then those children were cut off, they were not considered. Now the challenge is that they could not afford the English medium preschools because they were extremely expensive. So I don't know if I should say, it's grace when God allows us to be exposed to certain things. I worked outside South Africa, and that's when I saw the importance of diversity in languages. Like you go to other countries and you find a South African that can only speak English, or even their English isn't that great, you see how they are challenged. You go to a French-speaking country, most South Africans cannot even greet in any other language except English and Afrikaans. So in my mind, I thought, why not develop a preschool that will be affordable and that will offer the quality of education that a school that charges 2,000, 3,000 rand per month offers. That was the thinking behind it. So yes. And it was amazing that most parents wanted that for their children. That's why we ended up with a waiting list that we can't service. All right. To answer, I forgot her name. I'm very sorry. The lady from the Department of Education. She spoke about practitioner ratio, the challenge that we have to attire. What I said is that at our center, we are honoring that. But it is a challenge because our facility was small. Now, if you go to a government primary school, the practitioner gets offered a classroom that is already the correct size. I know they also struggle with that, but the association, I also represent the South African Association for ECD. I'm the national coordinator for that association. We are going also to our different centers to try and get them to comply so that they can at least access funding. The ECAS system.
What was the Board of Contention there is that when you get the certificates from the EHP,
Yes.
it indicates as to how many learners do you
Yes.
qualify for as a
Yes,
center.
it does.
That is what we are saying.
Yes.
So in most cases, even though you are told that your center qualifies for 50 learners, when we visit for monitoring and evaluation,
Yes.
you get there, they have 70.
True.
So that on its own is a problem because it then affects the manner in which you are able to operate as a center. So that is what she was raising to
Yes.
say, if your center qualifies according to the certificate to this number of learners, then you must stick to the number. It's unfortunate.
Yes.
That is how it is. Unless maybe you expand. CEO, I happened to visit one of the centers in Klerksdorp. Yes, I met him at his center. Much as he's saying is small, but when you go there, you get the sense or they are doing what is expected of them, irrespective of the challenges and the pressure they have of the community to take learners there. You go to their playground center, like it was said by Kemana Buaga, Spaces Esinyan. It was yourself. He's experiencing the same thing. I saw that. I know what I'm talking about. But what we are saying, let us stick to that. But let us, if you've got problems, you want to expand, engage us so that we then talk to the municipality, see how best we assist. The problem in most cases, the center managers will deal with they'll take their problems, but try as best as possible to engage with the head office, see how best we engage with the municipalities. Maybe you can get an expansion. We visited the other center, Shelly, in Klerksdorp. I don't remember. After we visited his, we went to the other one. I must also indicate the center manager there is a male. In the second center we visited there in Klerksdorp, and then it is so spacious. They had more than 200. Yeah, 250 children in that center alone. The manager there is a male. And that the only, I was like, really? But when you listen to him speaking about their operations, his vision, how he came there and everything, really is very encouraging. So these things, they are diragala, because what he did, he then requested space in an area that was not necessarily municipality identified for settlement. It was like an area where there were rocks and other things. And then they expanded to that area, they moved those things, and then at least learners are able to play. He was able to expand. It's quite big. It's something that is encouraging. But we'll see how best we assist. And what we are saying, Oskinele, is very true, but we'll engage on that particular one. And then the other thing that Osheli was saying around the issue, the numbers. It is not only us who visit your centers for monitoring and evaluation. We've got other people coming. For example, now I'm not sleeping with the issues around aging, because Auditor General, we pick those things and then we'll be on our neck. Centers, the independent centers, people started the centers, they registered with the department, but once they have registered and we are able to subsidize, we take the blame on everything that is happening there. But that is the nature of our work. We understand what we are talking about. Let us try to see how best we address those particular issues. But I'm happy with what we have said and the acknowledgement that we have made. Let us try to deal with the issue of numbers as much as possible.
Yes. And hence, we are also there to support. We're trying as associations just to say we're not here to just complain, but we are ready to assist the officials as well. Which brings me to the issue of the ECAS. We are in total agreement with that, to move to digitizing everything. We are, if you are in our industry, there's a lot of ECD practitioners here. You will find that we are not resistant to change. We are saying yes, yes, yes. The only thing that I want to say there is we need more support, more visibility from our officials. Ms. spoke about road shows with ECAS. I'm from JB Max. I have not attended a single one. And I think the women who are here, we are very active. We are always on the lookout for what's happening, and we try to support, but we are not seeing, I don't think there's enough visibility, maybe on the department side, you've got few social workers and there's a whole lot of us. Maybe, I don't know if as a department you can address that challenge, but it's a very serious problem for us that we are not getting the same support as a primary school would get. DSD is another one. We've got different stakeholders. Before you talk to us, we must go to DSD. Now you go there, you can't even get your NPO certificate. How do I start with DBE when I'm still struggling here with officials that are not supporting? And we also find that our social workers are limited because I don't know why the other officials now from the other departments who are supposed to help our social workers are not willing to come to the table. They just don't avail themselves. They will tell you about bylaws and this and that. Municipalities you mentioned. When you go to the municipality, we found recently we've been fighting a case in JB Max. Land that is allocated for an ECD has got trucks parked on it. You go and you try to engage with those officials. Nobody's coming to the table. Our social worker comes with us, is treated worse than us. So really, I don't know if they can be, I know now in October, we are having a summit as an association. And there's going to be few people from different areas. Maybe somebody can come and join that summit so that we can engage on a deeper level.
Invite us.
I am in the official invitation will come because really we need, I don't know, I feel like your people that are on the ground, they need to be, is it supported more? Or they need to be given more authority. When my social worker works into JB Max municipality, is treated worse than me. How do we win?
No, it's fine, Oskinele. We are noting, and thanks very much for the responses. Now, we are going to come after. You too, you wait. Sophie, there was a question raised, particularly around the issue of language, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe the limitations are that the head office will then have to communicate with districts and districts have to take information to the LEOs. Maybe that is where things are stuck. But like you are advising, we must make sure that we really speed up the communication. There is a lot that is happening around ECAS, of course. And the challenges that you are not the only one who are experiencing that. We know a lot about ECAS. It is a new thing. A lot of people are now going for training, and then the current registration are for bronze registration. We have not yet moved to silver. So there is a lot that is happening. At a particular time, also unpack, make it clear, easy to colleagues in the room, bronze, so that the but we understand what you have said.